and you tell them one thing. Just win, baby.
It's because you're not feeling Uzi.
What is up, Raider Nation? It's your boy Samoa Raider back at it again with another pre-game preview. And this weekend, we're going back to Cali, because the Raiders are facing the Chargers at SoFi Stadium in LA, our home away from home. And don't get it twisted. Even though the Raiders don't technically play in LA, we still run LA as if we were still playing there. But that doesn't mean anything if the Raiders can't get their shit together and come away with the W on Sunday. This is a huge game for the Raider Nation. I know that the season seems basically over because the Raiders are sitting at 2-9. They don't even have an identity. They don't know what they want to do this season. I mean, no more Chip Kelly, so maybe the team might look a little bit better. But nonetheless, this is going to be a huge matchup between two AFC West rivalry teams. I mean, both teams are on two sides of the spectrum. You got the 7-4 San Diego Superchargers that they don't even have an identity. We don't even know what kind of team they are. They're hot one week and they're not the other week. And then, of course, the Raiders, like I said, we're at the bottom of the totem pole right now. We can't really talk too much, but if we can win this game, at least we got something to brag about. And the Raider fans haven't been able to brag about anything in LA after the games because the Raiders have faced the Chargers at SoFi Stadium 5 different times and only came away with one win. So the Raiders' record at SoFi Stadium is an abysmal 1-4. The only victory that we did have is when we had no stadiums in a fan, which for the Chargers isn't anything new for them and their fan base. Anywho, no matter what the record is for the Raiders, you know that the Raider Nation is always going to show up and show out. And if there's anything that I've learned in the past 5 years, or at least the past 4 years, tailgating in LA is second to none, man. Raider Nation definitely comes through in a huge way in LA, and I will be over there tailgating, having a good time, and hoping for a victory. So you don't have to worry about the Raider Nation going out there and showing up. We just got to worry about this team actually showing up in the stadium, on the field, and doing their job. So please, Raiders, if there's anything that you guys can do for the Raider Nation just one time for the one time, is win this game. Heck, that's what I'm looking forward to. I mean, yesterday I wrote a letter to Santa Claus asking for one thing, and that's a win in LA. That's all I'm asking for this season. I don't care what we do the rest of the season, but a win in LA would be huge for the fan base, and at least could give us something to brag about coming out of the Thanksgiving weekend. I feel like a lot rides off of this game. I mean, Pete Carroll's job is on the line. Heck, you got Geno Smith's job on the line. You got Brendan Carroll just there to be there. But hopefully it's a good competitive matchup at the end of the day. But Raider Nation, if this is the very first time you guys have come across this channel and you love Raiders content, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and hit that notification icon button to notify you guys when I upload more videos just like this. First and foremost, let's start with some of the keys to victory.
I got the keys now.
Now I got 3 keys to victory. If the Raiders can do these 3 things, we can definitely come out of this game with the victory. And the number 1 key to victory is definitely blocking that ass. We know that the Raiders offensive line has been really, really bad. Outside of the play calling, this O-line has been terrible. And we struggled with a lot of injuries throughout the season. I know we don't have Colton Miller. I know we don't have JPJ out there. Heck, we don't even know what we want to do at center, at right guard. We got a whole different amount of pieces out there. They're playing ring around the rosy at this point with the offensive line. But nonetheless, the offensive line needs to do their job out there. I mean, dude, just block. I don't know what else to say. Just block, get to your assignments, and just give Geno Smith some time. Now, I know Geno Smith isn't a perfect quarterback, but I feel like any quarterback that you put behind this offensive line isn't going to succeed. Heck, you could put Tom Brady in his prime, and I still feel like he would struggle with this offensive line. So, O-line, block and give Geno Smith some time. Not only that, open up the gates for Ashton Jency. Man, open up them holes. Let Ashton Jency find whatever hole he want to go out there in different area codes and let him do what he does best, and that's running through a motherfucking face. But he can't do that when the moment he touches the ball, he's getting smacked upside his face. So don't just let anything and anyone just come through that offensive line. And this goes right back to Brendan Carroll as our O-line coordinator. I don't even know why he still got a job at this point. I know Raider Nation agrees with me. When you look at how bad the offensive line has been going into week 13, the Raiders offensive line has given up 37 sacks, which is second most in the NFL behind the Titans. And many speculate and expect offensive line coach Brendan Carroll to be fired when the season is over. And I don't find that as a surprise, knowing how bad the offensive line has been. Now, I've heard a lot of fans, it's kind of crazy. I've seen a lot of fans say that, hey, it's not Brendan Carroll's fault. Chip Kelly was holding them back. What? I mean, if that's so, then this is a big game for Brandon Carroll and the offensive line. I better see the offensive line go out there and put up a clinic. I better see Geno Smith out there chilling, ordering some Uber Eats while he's sitting in the pocket out there. Because if he isn't, then Brandon Carroll most likely might be out of here with his dad. But don't just take my word for it. Heck, former Raiders offensive lineman Richie Incognito even called out Brandon Carroll and wants this dude fired as well, stating that he's got to go. Brandon Carroll hasn't developed this group at all. They've gotten worse every single week. Zero progression, zero improvement. The fundamentals just aren't there. Bad footwork, high pad level, slow hands, blown assignments everywhere. When an offensive line looks this lost in week 11, that's 100% on coaching. And here's the part that really drives me crazy. We've got 2 third-round rookies who haven't even sniffed the field because he can't get them ready to play. That's the job. Develop young linemen, coach them up, give them a chance to grow. Instead, this room has flat out regressed. Nobody knows who to block and the technique is awful. At some point, you have to hold the position coach accountable. Talk your talk, Richie. I mean, we've all seen it. It doesn't take a scientist to understand that the offensive line has been struggling. And that's what I said earlier. Brandon Carroll's job is on the line, especially in a game like this. I know that the Chargers got a bad offensive line, but the Raiders have a bad offensive line as well. And I can't expect this team to do anything offensively if the O-line ain't doing their job. So Brandon Carroll, do your damn job. Now, key number 2 is get that ad. Now, staying on the subject of offensive line, I know the Raiders' offensive line is trash, but the Chargers' offensive line is just as trash as the Raiders. So that means that we better get that ad and put that pressure on Justin Herbert. And I'm expecting that from Max Crosby, of course. I'm expecting that from Thomas Booker, from Adam Butler, from Jonah Laulu, Tyree Wilson, Malcolm Coons, the whole defensive line to get that ad. And as long as they get to that ad, then hopefully we force some turnovers from Justin Herbert. And it gives the Raiders a lot of opportunities to at least force the Chargers to go 3 and out. And if we could get to Justin Herbert and we could stop that run game, then we're going to give a lot of opportunities to the offense to possibly do something for once. I hope that in this game, we get to see Justin Herbert just, dilly-dallying, running all over the place, fighting for his life, trying to make a play with nothing there, because that will put a smile to my face, at least for the time being. But you know what? I'm not even worried about the defense not doing their job. I believe that they will show up in LA. It's just the offensive side of the ball that I'm really worried about, which goes over to my third key to victory, which I believe is the most important key to this game. And I feel like if we could do this every single game, we can win every single game and go on a run and turn the tables. That key being, we've got to have more points on the board than the Chargers do at the end of the game. Because you guys got to think about it. If the Raiders score more points than the Chargers by the end of the game, I think we win, right? I mean, it's that simple. I feel like the Raiders make it too complicated, but if we just score more points, that's all we got to do to win this game. In all seriousness, though, what it would take for us to score more points is 1, we got to finish drives with 7 points, not 3 points. 2, we got to limit those 3 and outs. So we can't have the offense go out there and just dilly-dally for 3 plays and just punt the ball out there. I don't want to see AJ Cole out there unless he's holding the ball for Daniel Carlson to kick a field goal or an extra point. They also got to capitalize on every scoring opportunity as well, meaning if the defense gets the ball back for you, if they cause a turnover or if they get a 3 and out and put you in good field position to go down the field and score, you score. I don't want to see the Raiders offense out there stalling or not converting in the red zone. Nah. We better score 7 points every time the offense has the ball. Maybe we could have 1 or 2 field goals, but outside of that, if we're in the red zone and we're close to scoring a touchdown, you better make it a 4-down territory at that point. Like I said before, I just want to win. Is that too much to ask for? A win in LA? To live and die in LA is the place. Okay, I don't even know where I'm going with that. Now let's look at some players to watch in this game. This is an important game, like I said, for the Raider Nation, for the Raiders to see what they can do offensively without Chip Kelly sabotaging this team with his play calling and his incompetence.
What?
The first player, of course, has got to be our quarterback, Geno Jeffrey Smith. I brought this dude up so many times, but in a week like this, where he struggled last week against a Browns team that was led by Shador, even before that on Monday Night Football against the Dallas Cowgirls, struggled again. But this is a huge week. He told the Raider fans to blame everything on him. then he flipped off the Raider fans in this last game. So there's going to be a lot of eyes on Geno Smith and seeing what he can do with this offense. Like I stated before, with no Chip Kelly there, sabotaging this team and the play calling and whatnot, whether those reports are true or not, this is going to be a big test and a big eye opener for a lot of people to see if that's actually true. Because if we see this offense go out there, if we see Geno Smith lead this team down the field and look like the Geno Smith that we've seen in Seattle, then maybe he could get some of the Raider Nation back on his side. So that same energy that he had flipping off the fans, I better see that same energy in LA. So not only do we need to protect Geno Smith, but Geno Smith has got to do his job as well. He's got to get the ball out of his hands quick and also make the right plays and not cause any turnovers. On top of that, I just want to see a quarterback that looks like a leader out there, that looks like he could put this team on his back and get the job done. Is that too much to ask for? The second player to watch in this game is Ashton Jeanty, our rookie running back that we drafted in the first round. This is a running back that has his highs and his lows with this team so far. He's got the talent. We know that he has the talent, but it's kind of hard, and he's been inconsistent mainly because of the play calling and even the offensive line. The same thing that I've said about Geno Smith is kind of like the same thing we can say about Ashton Jeanty. But he's a younger star, and he's got every single skill set to go out there and dominate against a Chargers team, especially defensively, that he can run over. We need the Chargers defense to respect the Raiders run game, and we're not able to do that if we don't have a solid pass game to complement that as well. So hopefully the pass game gets going with Brock Bowers and even Geno Smith, that it opens up a lot for the run game and opens up a lot more holes, and we could see Ashton Jeanty just feasting out there in LA. And now with Greg Olsen taking over the helm as the interim offense coordinator, how will this offense look? Now, we've heard him talk already about how important it is to get the run game going, and that's something that he specialized with all the stints that he's been in over here with the Raiders. So if there's anything that I've took away from his recent press conference, is the fact that we should get the run game going with Ashton Jeanty.
Coming from Seattle, probably nobody ran it better than the Seahawks during their 10-year run there with Marshawn Lynch, who we had a chance to have here in Vegas and Oakland. So I've always believed in that as well. I think when you look across the league, the successful teams are the teams that run the ball when they want to run it, not just to run it to maintain balance, but we've got to get in the mindset of when we want to run the football, we'll run the football, no matter what the situation or who we're playing. So it just helps you. A lot of people talk about balance, and certainly we're looking for balance in what we're doing, and running the football is part of that, whether it's running it in the first quarter or being able to finish the game and run it in the fourth quarter. We just got to get better at that part of what we're doing.
And the last player to watch in this game, for me, defensively, is Jeremy Chinn. Now, Jeremy Chinn has been a pretty solid player for this team lately. I mean, we got to see Jeremy Chinn make a huge play against Jerry Jeudy just last week. Now, he hasn't been perfect like everybody else, but he's going to have a huge test this week against rookie tight end Brendan Gadsden, who has quickly become a major weapon with 37 catches and 507 yards in just 9 games for the LA Chargers, including a breakout 164-yard performance in Week 7. Now, Chinn does perform well in coverage, allowing just 177 yards with a 71.1 PFF grade. So this is going to be a really interesting matchup for the Raiders. A young up-and-coming tight end versus a veteran safety that can definitely take them out of the game. We need to limit any big plays and take away any safety blankets that Justin Herbert might have out there. So I will say that I'm excited to see what Jeremy Chinn can do, as well as the big ooze Isaiah Pola-Mao. But what do you guys think, Raider Nation, about this game? Raiders, Chargers, LA. It's going to be a huge battle. It's going to be fun vibes at the tailgate. We know that LA gets down with the get down. I'll be over there vlogging, just enjoying all the pregame festivities before the game starts. So if you're going to be in LA, look out for news. I most likely will be at Pink Lot, walking around, vlogging, trying to get as much content as possible. That being said, what is your prediction for this game? Do you think that the Raiders can squeak this one out in LA, or do you think that this is just another loss on the schedule? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Until the next video, this is your boy Simone Raider, and your boy is Yow.